Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are trying out a ton of new products and I'm not going to overcomplicate this intro. I'm going to jump right in and start with some hair care actually. Something I don't talk with you guys all the time about is my hair care, but it is really important for me, especially because I have super fine, kind of fragile hair. So I do take a lot of time and energy into my hair, kind of making sure that I don't damage it too much, and using good products is definitely a start with that. And I want to do a quick thank you and shout out to today's video sponsor. It is Amino Mason Hair Care. I'm going to quickly show you guys some images and then go through using the products. They sent me so many things. They included a shampoo and conditioner from their Smooth line, and the cute thing about this is all the packaging is mason jar kind of motif. And if you are from the South or you know people from the South, you may know that mason jars are like a staple in a Southern kitchen. You might use a mason jar to drink out of. You might put some pencils in it. There's so many things you can do with these jars. So I thought it was really cute that they included that, and I thought it was a perfect fit for me. So they included the Smooth Shampoo, the Smooth Treatment. They included the Moist Hair Oil, the Moist Night Cream, and the Smooth Hair Water, the Smooth Hair Mask Pack. So you guys can see a lot of that. So I used everything except for the night pack for hair, and I have to say I was really impressed, and I've used nothing but that today. So I used the shampoo, and I also used a little bit of the cream pack, which is like a hair mask, and then I also went through with the conditioner. I used some of the hair oil in the links of my hair. I also used some of the amino acid mist, and then I dried my hair a little bit more in those areas, and it kind of just gave me this smooth effect. My hair feels great, and I wish you guys could see it in person. I think it does better justice for what my hair actually looks like, but it feels really nice and healthy. I'm very impressed and very grateful that they let me try out all these products. So there is the hair care portion. Now I'm going to dive into the rest. I did keep my skincare routine normal, so I'm not going to dive into a lot of skincare. I've been keeping my skincare routine the same for a little while because I had a period of time where my skin was really going nuts from me trying a bunch of products. So I wanted to cool it for a little bit and keep my skincare pretty normal, and my skin is really happy with it. But it is essentially an eye cream, good moisturizer, vitamin C serum, a retinol, and really all the basics. Great cleansers. I like to use a toner. There's a lot that goes into it. I'm gonna jump into some makeup. I don't have a new primer to try, so I'm gonna go with kind of my normal basic of what I've been using lately. I'm gonna take the Covergirl TruBlend Color Neutralizing Primer, and I'm going to put this pretty much all over. And I do have a lot of redness and just kind of a pink undertone to my skin. So this is really helpful to neutralize that redness, but it's also just a little bit tacky, which I really like. I'm going to go in with a tiny bit of the Cover FX Blurring Primer as well. And I'm going to focus this strictly on my nose and into the cheeks a little bit where I have some larger pores. Little dab on the chin and center of the forehead. Okay, now it's time to jump into some foundation, and I have two mini sizes of Beauty Blender foundation, so I'm going to quickly figure out which shade I am. I've got 1.2 and 1.4. Ooh. So I think 1.2 is blending in a little bit better, but it is a little bit light. I think I am going to mix the two. I'm going to use more of 1.2 than the 1.4. And I, of course, did not want to try a new sponge because it's the Beauty Blender foundation, so it should really work best with their sponge. That really went a long way. I definitely have too much on my hand because I'm continuing to blend in just that little dab. I basically just like pop the Beauty Blender into the foundation, and then I've been working that same amount out. Lightly grab some for this side, but it is halfway covered. I do think it's drying down a little bit darker, so this is still a little wet. You can see this side looks a little less bright white, but it seems to be drying down pretty quickly. It's not oxidizing weird or becoming a different color. It's just like ever so slightly darker as it dries down. This is some really good coverage. I'm going in a little bit more here where I always build up my coverage, because I'm discolored in the cheeks. And I do have my Jeffree Star mirror that I have not used yet, but look how cute, and it's massive too. It's like the size of my face. So I want to kind of look a little bit closer. It's looking really good. I can't speak to the color range because I don't have every shade in front of me. I know that it really appeared like they had way too many like medium shades and then not enough of the tan and deep. So I don't know about that. I can't speak to it. From a photo, it didn't look that great. It looked like there were definitely some missing links there. But as far as the formula goes, that's what I'm going to talk about because that's all I can speak to personally. It looks good. It's not accentuating texture. Like I don't look beautifully smooth yet, but I also have some texture in my skin. It's not accentuating it. It's probably just helping a little bit. It's not blurring all my flaws as far as that goes, but the coverage is really good. I have that like little beady mark there, which is almost covered. I never really try to color correct that or anything. I just kind of go with it. It shows a little bit, that's fine. So far so good with the foundation. I need some concealer. I don't have a new one, but I'm gonna go with kind of like a true tested one that I love, which is the Naked Skin concealer. I don't wanna mix it up too much and then kind of not know what's going on. So I'm gonna see how these two blend together. I feel like using this or maybe Shape Tape is a good option because, you know, kind of know what it does. All right, I have to say it looks really nice. The concealer blended into the foundation really nicely. I'm not creasing or doing anything weird any more than normal. I do feel like my smile line in the foundation is creasing even before I put any concealer there. It was creasing a little bit, but I haven't set it, so I'm gonna kind of go over before I set it with any powder just to see. Before we move on, I am going to use a little bit of Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Under Eye Powder. I'm really excited to try out the one that we just got in, which is the blurring under eye, which is a press. I wish I had that today, but it's okay. We do have a new powder to try. I'm gonna use Laura Mercier for just a couple of areas, the original translucent setting powder. And then I'm also going to set my nose. My nose is really the only area where I get a little bit of shine, so that's why I'm using that there. And then I'm just gonna use a little bit everywhere in the T-zone. Now it's time to try out a new powder. I did get this from Influencer, so I got it free for review.
My nose is itchy.
First, they gave me this little mini of the translucent loose setting powder and mini velour puff. So you actually get both in here, and I'm gonna set this aside for my next giveaway, which I'm going to do on Instagram. So make sure to follow me. It's at Amy_Erica. I'll put it on the screen for you, but I will definitely be including this. I've already got a few full-size products too, so I'm going to put that aside. So in addition to that mini powder, they sent me a full size of the new translucent loose setting powder in the Glow. I am so excited. It's got a new shiny lid to it. They were so generous. They also included the Glow powder brush. So we're going to take this out and we are going to use this and put it to the test. I've seen a few like Instagram stories and things where I've seen people using this, but I haven't really like dove in to say step by step what you're supposed to do. I kind of want to just put it to the test and see how it works. First, it does look slightly darker than the original translucent setting powder, which looks kind of like an off-white. This looks like it has just a little bit more color to it, and I'm gonna swatch it actually because we're gonna see how luminous it is. So hopefully you can see that. It's really glowy. I know from certain angles that can look like it's just like a little yellowish, but it's very glowy. And because I've already set my oily areas with a powder that will mattify, I am going to go over it with the luminous powder because why not? We can look glowy everywhere and still have that oil control underneath. So I was a little worried when I first saw this powder because I thought, oh my gosh, it's so shiny that it's going to look like too luminous, but it actually turns out really beautifully when you put it all over. It just looks like your skin is healthy and kind of lit from within, just a little bit of a glow. And I'll kind of like angle my face so you can see the glow. it's not like a highlight, which that's what it kind of looks like when you first look at this. You're like, oh my god, it's so blinding, but it's really not when you disperse it and it's diffused over the face. Really happy with this, and I'm surprised how much I love this brush too, because it really hugs the cheekbone, and actually you can like hug the jawline with it. As I was saying, this powder looks really gorgeous. I love it so far. We're gonna see how the makeup holds up, but it's looking perfect. I think this is a really beautiful combination too, since this is a more matte finish. It's drying down pretty quickly, but this really just kind of like set it without being too much or too matte. The next thing I have is the Wander Beauty Frame Your Face Micro Brow Pencil. I have taupe, which I hope is correct. I think she'll work. I think we're gonna be fine. We've got kind of a standard little pencil. It's got a fine tip and a spoolie on the other end. Anytime there's a pencil without a spoolie, I'm like, what is this? I don't understand. What are you supposed to do? So I'm glad this has a spoolie. I think this actually looks really nice. It is a little bit lighter than my natural hair, but with my hair tone being like right in the middle, that like mousy brown, I feel like you can go a little darker, a little lighter, and it's not really bad either way. If I had a choice between a pencil that was a little too light and a little too dark, I would definitely go with the darker one, simply because I feel like you can use a really light hand and you can create a darker end and a lighter front, whereas with this I feel like I'm having to really work to layer on the color towards the tail of my brow and make it darker, but the pencil itself is great. All right, we got the other brow on. Everything's looking good. I did go through my brows with a little Gimme brow just to give them a little bit more definition and a little darkness as well. So that is looking good. I popped on just a tiny bit of blush, something sheer, because I don't have a new blush to try, and I also primed my eyelid. I am gonna pause and put on a little bit of fragrance, and this is my new favorite fragrance, and I just got this personally at home. I've been using it at work, and it is the Dolce & Gabbana Dolce Garden. So that is what it looks like. It has the really pretty little lid, and I want to spritz some on. Oh, I love this scent so much. It's like sweet and light, but still a little floral, but not overly so. So I highly recommend, if you're around some fragrances, give this one a smell if you like something light, sweet, and floral. It's so good. I'm going to jump to a face palette. I'm going to use the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Chisel palette. So I got this a little while back, but I have not used it. This palette is a sneak peek in the Boxy Luxe BoxyCharm, which is an option starting in September. I'm definitely going to try to sign up. I hope I will get it first and not have to wait, but this is an amazing palette. I've seen it so many times in store, and it went on sale as a weekly wow at Sephora, and I just had to pick it up. So in the mirror, it said chiseled like a diamond in the mirror, but I won't blind you. That is what the palette looks like. So a lot of warmer tones. Right now it's going to be perfect. It might be a little too warm in the winter, but we're going to try it out. And I think that the shade Princess Cut, which is this one here, might be a good contour even in the winter. So we're going to try it. All right, guys, sorry for the voiceover. My camera decided to have some high-pitched sound while I was filming. So basically what I'm doing here is using the Tarte Park Avenue Princess Chiseled palette, and I'm taking Princess Cut mainly, kind of showing you guys some of the other colors, and then I'm highlighting with Halo and Enhance, which are the highlight shades, and kind of carving out my contour as well, and then using both Princess Cut and the shade Carrot to contour my forehead, and then I'll eventually go into the jawline as well. So this palette has 2 matte highlights, 2 matte contours or bronzers, whatever you want to think of it as, and then 2 kind of like shimmery ones. And then I got this little Sephora mini fan brush, and I'm going into that BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis and using the highlight from that palette, which as you can see is so gorgeous. So I really like that, and that fan brush is absolutely perfect. I love it, and I'm not a big fan brush person. And now I'm going to start with the eyeshadows, and you'll be able to hear me again. Alright, now let's dive into the rest of the eyes. Now that I have my nose non-distractedly contoured, I'm going to use Canyon, which is the shade right here, to go ahead and build a little transition. You know, I'm all about palettes that just work easily. I don't have to create the most insane look to see if a palette works. Sometimes I will because I want to try everything out. Other times I just want to find the quality in it and let you guys know if it's worth your money. I feel like that's half the reason that I always watch videos, because I'm like, do I really need this? Do I need to buy it? Most of the time I still wanted to, but that's not the point. These are some gorgeous colors. I'm gonna swatch just a few right on my fingers. Ugh. That is Moonscape, Heat Haze, and Cactus. And you guys know I love some cactus. And I don't know how BH Cosmetics does it. Almost everything that I've tried from them, I've thought, wow, this is really good quality. How do they do it? I'm gonna take Sand, that very first light shade again, and just kind of blend and smooth this out because I went really quickly. I just want to know, is it gonna work? Can I throw it on? Can I not worry about it when I put it on? And I say absolutely. It looks so gorgeously blended. How is that? I'm gonna take now Sandstone right here, which is really pretty. It's very warm. I guess that's the route that I'm going with this look. Into the crease. That's not showing up very much. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit more and dust it off a little easier. And now you can see a little bit of color starting to build up. That one doesn't have extreme pigmentation, but there's also not a lot of fallout or kickback from it. So I will take it because it's still a considerable amount of pigmentation. I always start out a little softer too. That first shade was so pigmented that it quickly blended out. But I usually start a little softer with shadow because you can always build them. I've done 3 of the 5 mattes that are in this palette. I'm going to take one more matte. This is called Nightscape. So I'm going to use that in my outer corner and pull it a little bit up into the outer crease as well. Alright, it's really pretty. I'm going to take that shade Heat Haze that I swatched and start pressing it. Wow, what the heck? Look how gorgeous that already is. I didn't wet it, no glitter glue, no anything. It's just freaking gorgeous. I'm going to take this BH number 9 in the rose gold brush. I think I'll pick up Moonscape, which is this yellowish shade here. I'm going to tuck that right in. I did that just in the corner but on the lid. So I'm going to take Mineral. It's down in the bottom left corner. It's very bright looking. And in the corner, I'm going to clean off that same brush. And I really want to try out this color Cactus. It's like a duochrome. I'm going to try that dry on my lower lash line. Not really building up enough to see the gorgeous shift that it has. So it looks pretty. It's just hard to see the little shift. I think when I really press it into the lid when I'm using this palette again, you'll see it better. But for now, I'm gonna kind of stop with that shade. I want to try something different. I'm just gonna go all out and try this Hot Springs Blue. I know that's kind of conflicting maybe. I just want to see what it looks like. It changes the look up so much. Like one eye to the other, look at the difference. I actually think that looks really pretty. I don't really like this little bit out in the outer corner now, so I'm actually going to take Nightscape, that matte shade, and go over just a little bit. I love this palette. I'm so happy with it. I'm going to take, just on my finger, a little tiny bit of that Moonscape and press it right in the center of my lid. I'm actually going to mix it with Terrain, which is a little bit more soft, and just a tiny bit. I'm going to brighten up my lid a little bit, and then I'm going to take that Heat Haze and go on either side of it. Almost creating a little halo, but really just bringing a little light to the center of my eyes. I saw Tarte talk about that, and I was like, oh my goodness, it really makes a difference. I also have a mascara. It's the Dior Show Pump and Volume. I've had this for a while and never tried it, so we're gonna see. And this is weird because you're supposed to, basically in the little grooves, you're supposed to like pump it up. And then it's kind of like forcing mascara onto the wand or something. I don't know. Seems a little gimmicky, but we'll give it a shot. It's looking pretty thick. I don't think it's giving my lashes much separation. I'm really not liking that. I'm gonna take Benefit Their Real Primer, which is like their dark brown. Ooh, that was just a really thick mascara. And it is, like I said, I haven't tried it before, so it's pretty new. I think I'll try that again with no pumping. Okay, that's better. I'm gonna put on one of my favorites from that CoverGirl new collection of lipstick. This is the Exhibitionist Streaker. It's a demi-matte formula. Time to finish this look off. I have the Pur Miracle Mist. It's Hydrate and Setting Mist. So I'm gonna try a little bit. It's a little stream. This is like a small bottle. I'm scared now. Maybe if I do it above.
No.
I don't know about the actual spray, but the sprayer part. So I'm gonna go back to something I tried last time. The Pixi Hydrating Milky Mist, which I really like, which has a little fine spritz on it. The Pure one kind of reminds me of that Caudalie Elixir. Alright guys, that is everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing me try out some new products. I am pretty pleased with almost everything that I tried out. The mascara was a bit of a miss, but hey, it's a Dior mascara. Am I gonna pay another like $30 or whatever it is? Doubtful. Both of these palettes really killed it. Can't wait to hopefully put this in a giveaway. If I don't get boxy lips, I'm gonna be sad. The Desert Oasis from BH Cosmetics and the Park Avenue Princess Chisel palette from Tarte. I really liked both. This was a great combination, the powder and the brush. I love the luminous look that I have. I know I'm blinding here, but like everywhere is just a little luminous and it's perfect, and I still absorbed oil where I needed it. The foundation looks amazing. My smile line really isn't creasing. Like it kind of settled a little bit there, but it's not bad. It's actually better than most, I would say, because I always struggle with that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you again to Amino Mason for sponsoring this video. I truly think that my hair looks and feels super great. I will definitely be linking them down below, and then I will also list everything that I used on my face today. So thank you again for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video.